Heading into your first guitar lesson can feel a little stressful, but it doesn't have to be that way. This is more of a feeling out process for both you and for your teacher. These are some of the things you may expect from your first guitar lesson. And this will vary from teacher to teacher. I can only speak from my experience taking lessons from excellent teachers and from being a teacher myself. Most of the time, the first guitar lesson involves more talking and less playing, and you really get things going in the second lesson, but this first lesson is where we lay the groundwork. To start things off, your teacher may ask you some questions. One thing I like to ask is what kind of music you like, or favorite songs and artists. You're not going to be playing this music on day one, but it is helpful for your teacher to know what your goals are. Your teacher may also ask about past experience with music, like piano lessons or school band. If I have a new student who's played in band, even for just 1 or 2 years, that tells me that I'm probably not going to have to teach them certain fundamentals like what a quarter note is or what a treble clef is. And if you have 0 music experience, that is also useful information because your teacher knows exactly where you're starting. After a few questions, your first lesson is going to cover a lot of basics, starting with your basic playing position and how to hold a pick, unless you're taking classical guitar lessons, in which case you'll get some instruction about how to use your picking hand. You'll also learn some basic terminology like string names, string numbers, and finger numbers. And you'll definitely learn how to tune your guitar, which is something you should do every single time you play. If you play electric guitar, you'll get some advice on how to use an amplifier and what the knobs and switches on your guitar are for. Depending on how much time is left in your lesson, you'll get some mix of instruction on playing chords, playing melody, and music reading basics. I like to start with standard notation, but a lot of teachers use tab. Sometimes there's only time to cover just chords or just melody, in which case you'll start learning the rest over the next few lessons. If you work on chords in your first lesson, they're going to be easy chords, and you'll also learn how to read a chord diagram so you can learn chords on your own. Along with those first chords, you're probably going to learn an easy strumming pattern. If your instructor starts with melody and focuses on standard music notation, you're going to learn maybe 3 notes and the basics of reading standard notation. And if your instructor is more of a tab teacher, you'll learn the basics of reading tab, and you'll probably go home with an easy melody to practice. Typically, you're going to leave your first lesson with a small assignment involving either chords or melody, sometimes both, and then in the next lesson you're going to be doing more playing and less talking, so the assignments will grow from there. Don't worry about that too much though. A good instructor knows how to give you just enough to challenge you, but not overwhelm you. If you're a brand new guitar player, check out my Melody Guitar books and my Rhythm Guitar books. Melody Guitar 1 and Rhythm Guitar Book 1 are both free. I'll leave links for those in the description. And for more guitar lessons, music theory, and solo guitar arrangements, please subscribe.